Hey guys, my name is the Russian Badger, and I've got some explaining to do, don't I? Okay. Well, a lot of you have been commenting and messaging today saying, where did yesterday's video go, bruh? And one of you actually said, bruh, and that's why I said, bruh. So, and that was the SMG guide, by the way. And the reason that I took down the SMG guide was about 30 minutes after I put it up, I checked my inbox, and I usually check my comments. And Jay Kaiser and a few other prominent commenters, I know exactly who you guys are, informed me that all my statistics are wrong, and that's totally true. My statistics were wrong because I thought the console still had a I thought the console still had a 25% damage increase over PC, but that whole system was repealed in a patch a while ago. So basically all my statistics were totally wrong, and I'm not going to keep a guide up with statistics that are totally wrong. So I will have a new one for you on Thursday, with brand spanking new commentary and brand spanking new clips. So I hope you enjoy that very much, and you can be excited for Thursday. I'm certainly excited, but then I'm going to have to make it, which will be quite fun in my personal opinion. And as soon as I go to get the new clips, all of a sudden I headshot this guy with a PP2000, yellow light of death on my PS3. It was so saddening, but I know how to fix PS3s very well. It's just a little trick with a compound on the CPU and the motherboard, and it involves a hairdryer. It's a long story, but I'm not going to have problems with my PS3, and that's all that I have to say about the whole update. About the SMG guy will be new on Thursday and why I took it down. And Wesley Snipes. Just because you're lagging doesn't mean you can escape the grips of Wesley Snipes. He's going to get you either way. I don't care if you're a sniper, or an engineer, or a recon. I just said sniper and recon, but give me your sandwich. Oh man, and a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries for free. Hopefully you guys are not confused, because that was a lot of information in about 2 minutes. So, just to wrap up, new SMG got on Thursday. My PS3 is fine, don't worry about it. And that was some great Spidey sense, right? That was amazing. And you ready for this? Ready for this? Okay, there's one, there's two. But look at this guy. It looks like he smacked his face on the pole, and that's how he died. Like, he just bonked his nose on the corner of that pole, and that's how he died. I mean, obviously I shot him with the 45, but I could not stop laughing at the moment that he... For some reason, I was just going to call him a catfish for trying to run away, but then again, at least he's getting out of the spawn and not spawn camping. But at the time, I literally thought that, for some reason, it's not logical, it's totally asinine, but I thought, did that guy just die by smacking and bonking his nose in that pole? That's kind of weird, but I found it really funny for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, my brain just functions like that. Like, for some reason, I find somebody smacking their face on a pole extremely humorous, and I have no idea why. But basically, this actual request comes from a user named Problem Officer, and he wanted me to do a Port Valdez with smoke to get around all the choke points, and I'll definitely give you some insight as to my strategy and how I get around these awful choke points on Port Valdez, or as I like to call it, the danger zone. And I think I've explained that way too many times, so if you have not understood or fathomed or kind of grasped the concept as to why I call it the danger zone, you're going to have to watch a previous Port Valdez video, and that's all I have to say about that. But basically, as you just saw there, what I do with smoke, it's almost like painting a chair or painting a fence. I want to put like a base layer on, let it dry, and then put... I mean, that's not a good analogy. I'm not going to compare popping smoke in a first-person shooter to painting a fence. I don't even know why I started that analogy or that metaphor. But anyways, what I like to do is I like to fire 4 quick smoke grenades from a stationary point with ammo right beside me, and then wait for 4 more to charge up, or wait for 4 more to be equipped, and then I fire 4 more as I'm moving forward. So 4 from a stationary point, and then 4 as you're moving up, and you should be fine. Now, it really depends where the opposite team is stacking. They weren't stacking the hill, so I obviously took the hill. They were more so on the right side. My left side, their right side, if that makes any sense. The side with those buildings way over... closer to the water, if that makes more sense. What I like to do here is, there was literally only, in the beginning part here, the first part, there's only about 3 people that were actually pushing up, and the rest were just sort of hanging out and loitering in the spawn, which I don't approve of at all, because I don't want you to be a trickster and just sit in the spawn all the time, because that really doesn't contribute to the team. But there was one guy, I don't know if you saw it earlier, but he was in blue. He's not on my squad, but he somehow sneaked all the way through and got B done extremely quickly. What I usually like to do is post up in one of these two buildings, and oftentimes I'll even switch back and forth between the two to get them confused as to, is he in that one or is he in that one? No, he's in that one, but clearly he's in that one, and it's sometimes it can be kind of confusing as to which one of these buildings I'm in because they look so similar. But I usually like to get back here, pick off any of the engineers that are around those big stones, those big stone concrete blocks that you can see directly ahead of me, and spam some smoke. So basically this does a lot of things. It forces the enemy from that position so that my teammates can move up. I usually go for engineers first because they're obviously a threat to the tank, and smoke helps in so many ways. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. It just blurs vision, so that is pretty clear to understand, I would think. And it's also awful when you have awful aim. But then again, with the XM8 prototype, for some reason, I feel like I'm cheating when I use it. It's like easy mode engaged, or like go gadget easy mode. Well, that doesn't make sense. Sometimes things just don't make sense at all. And that guy comes up the stairs, but this is going to be a little bit odd here. Okay, look, as soon as I turn away, a guy comes up the stairs. I just did not see him out of my peripheral vision, and he gets my dog tags. But you might think that the joke's on me because he got my dog tags. But the thing is, the joke's on him, and I'm victorious because if he's going to take the time to run all the way up into the building and knife me instead of shooting me from afar, that's time that he's not spending going towards the objective and trying to defuse it. So really, you are defeated, if I might say so myself. And I got team killed because I just spawned. I spawned at the wrong time and I got crushed by a teammate. But then again, if you know a building's about to come down and the charge is already set and it's about 20 seconds in, don't shoot the building, please. Don't try to steal somebody else's plant who actually planted it traditionally. Some people just amaze me how inconsiderate they are. And I know PS3, well, PSN and Xbox Live and online PC games are not exactly the core pinnacle of manners and being polite, but some Battlefield players need to stop and think, okay, is this a smart idea? And most of the time it's going to be no, but then again, a lot of these Battlefield players don't think that through, so if you could, by all means, and if I could ask you nicely, please be polite in terms of stealing other people's plants. I mean, like, for example, if an MCOM is close to being destroyed conventionally and somebody's already set the charge and it's like 25 seconds deep, don't put C4 on it, please. Like, that's just inconsiderate. Don't be a catfish. Just don't. And it's quite easy to infiltrate the enemy base when they all stack around the road. You just flank down the, I don't want to call it the beach, because, I mean, a beach is more so of a summertime thing, but in that little flank route on the left-hand side next to the water, it's absolutely wonderful. But for some reason, they decided to stack the left side of the road, my right side of the road, that's more so closer to the mountain side, if that makes any more sense. But basically, they stacked on the part where we were not, so it was so easy to move up. And they were also more so around A. It seemed like a lot of them were lurking around the crates around A. And there was 2 in a helicopter and a few in a tank, so really there was not a whole lot of infantry that we had to face up against, and it was fairly simple as it is. And here I was kind of debating, okay, am I going to go to the back of the spawn? And I usually have 2 tactics. Sometimes I'll hide. It's just beside these cinder blocks up here, and that's a great vantage point of A if you blow open the side of it. But then again, I have the 40mm shotgun right now. I don't have smoke or 40mm grenades because, I mean, obviously we're already through the really thick choke points, or excuse me, the really thin choke points, am I right? Because those first 2 choke points are the most difficult, but beyond that, it's really not that tough to get through these because there's such great flanking routes. But especially on that second set of MCOMs, it is a doozy, and it's not enjoyable to get through. But then again, I guess you could definitely say that although it is the most difficult choke point in all of Port Valdez, both the objectives are destructible in that second set, so I guess there's a trade-off, but it's still extremely difficult. So then what I ended up deciding to do is I just go to this back construction building all the way back here, and it works very well because you get a lot of the enemies as they're spawning, and you can call me a total catfish for being a trickster and coming back here and killing them as they spawn, but you know what, it's such a great strategy because it defends A so well, and I had a little spidey sense there. Sometimes I chase ghosts that aren't even there, but sometimes my headset just deceives me. And we get A destroyed fairly quickly, and for some reason I just can't hit this guy. I try one more time, and I am such a Carl sometimes. Just thanks, Carl, for missing him so many times that I couldn't even shoot him, and that's basically what I thought was going through the mind of the guy beside me, because sometimes I'll shoot at somebody and he doesn't want to steal my kill, so he doesn't shoot at him either, but then again I don't kill him, if that makes any sense at all. And I get killed by a... Why must you spawn camp with a tank? Don't steal my tank, just don't. I mean, I do that sometimes if a tank is loitering there for 20 minutes and nobody's going to get in it, and I think, you know what, if you guys aren't going to get in this tank, I'm going to go ahead and take it out for a ride, like it's a Cadillac on a Saturday. Well... that also doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you know what? I'm not a huge supporter of stealing enemy vehicles, but you know what? It is legal. I mean, nothing is illegal in this game, but it is a tactic that a lot of people utilize. They'll just hide in a corner being a trickster in the dark, and then they'll pop out and steal your tank or steal your helicopter, and I guess that's a good plan, but I just try to be considerate with it. I know it's a little odd to be polite in bad company too, but give me your sandwich. Oh man. For some reason, my 40mm shot is just off sometimes because I'm playing on max sensitivity, but most of the time it's fairly accurate. Sometimes I just have those little blonde moments where I just totally miss someone. But you know what? A blonde moment is not coming up because give me your sandwich. And he's going to try to get his dog tags back. Give me your sandwich. I think not. It's just odd how some people actually go for revenge kills with knives. It's just... You're not going to knife me, okay? You're not going to knife me unless my back is turned or something like that. So, really, don't try the revenge kills with knives. It's really not worth it. It doesn't really suffice or quench your thirst for revenge. But Objective A in that last set took forever, so I cut it out. I will see you guys on Thursday. Auf Wiedersehen and bis bald. And don't be a trickster.